Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Jeffrey Lazarus, and you are watching Let's Play Mass Effect on the Gaming Vector. So if you remember from the last episode, we have just arrived on the Citadel, the seat of galactic government, and we are on our way to go and meet the Council for the first time. So let's go ahead and head out of the office here, and most of the early parts of this game are going to be storytelling, setting up what's going on in the world, or in this case, in the galaxy.
Greetings and welcome to the Presidium. My name is Avina, and I am pleased to be your virtual guide throughout this level of the Citadel space station.
I don't need a guide.
Our records indicate this is your first time on the Citadel. A brief orientation session is customary. Please allow me to do my job.
I'll pass.
I apologize if you found my service unsatisfactory. Please submit any complaints in writing to the Citadel Tourist and Visitor Board. Have a nice day.
Okay, these are our fast travel tools around the Citadel. And since the only thing we really need to do right now is go and talk to the Citadel Council, we're going to go ahead and head there and get things rolling. And here we are at the Citadel Tower. We're going to meet some characters on our way up. This up here is Garrus. He is a possible squad member. You can actually not take him with you. I don't know why you wouldn't, but it is possible. So let's go ahead and see what these guys are talking about.
Saren's hiding something. Give me more time. Stall them.
Stall the Council? Don't be ridiculous. Your investigation is over, Garrus.
Commander Shepard, Garrus Vakarian. I was the officer in charge of the C-Sec investigation into Saren.
Sounds like you came up empty.
Saren's a Spectre. Most of his activities are classified. I couldn't find anything solid. But I know he's up to something. Like you humans say, I feel it in my gut.
I think the Council's ready for us, Commander.
Good luck, Shepard. Maybe they'll listen to you.
So Garrus is a Turian. He obviously doesn't like Saren very much. And he is also a sniper and tech expert. So while we will bring him along, he kind of falls into the same role as the character that I've created here, so we may not use him very much on the missions either. As you can see, there's another rapid transit up here. This is an Asari character, a blue all-female alien species. We'll learn more about them coming up. This is a Keeper. These are creatures that were here when the current galactic civilizations found the Citadel, and they seem to be the caretakers of the place. Not much is known about them beyond that. There's also a side mission to locate all of them in the Citadel. We're going to be skipping that because we simply don't have the time for it. I just want to get through the main story here so we can move on to the much better Mass Effect 2 and 3. So here's Captain Anderson. And we're going to go have our meeting with the Council.
The Geth attack is a matter of some concern, but there is nothing to indicate Saren was involved in any way.
The investigation by Citadel Security turned up no evidence to support your charge of treason.
An eyewitness saw him kill Nihilus in cold blood.
We've read the Eden Prime reports, Ambassador. The testimony of one traumatized dock worker is hardly compelling proof.
I resent these accusations. Nihilus was a fellow Spectre and a friend.
That just let you catch him off guard.
Captain Anderson, you always seem to be involved when humanity makes false charges against me. And this must be your protege, Commander Shepard. The one who let the beacon get destroyed.
You're the one who destroyed the beacon, then you tried to cover it up.
Shift the blame to cover your own failures. Just like Captain Anderson, he's taught you well. But what can you expect from a human?
You can expect me to kill you the next time we meet.
Your species needs to learn its place, Shepard. You're not ready to join the Council. You're not even ready to join the Spectres.
He has no right to say that. That's not his decision.
Shepard's admission into the Spectres is not the purpose of this meeting.
This meeting has no purpose. The humans are wasting your time, Counselor, and mine.
You can't hide behind the Council forever.
There is still one outstanding issue. Commander Shepard's vision. It may have been triggered by the beacon.
Are we allowing dreams into evidence now? How can I defend my innocence against this kind of testimony?
I agree. Our judgment must be based on facts and evidence, not wild imaginings and reckless speculation.
Do you have anything else to add, Commander Shepard?
You've made your decision. I won't waste my breath.
The Council has found no evidence of any connection between Saren and the Geth. Ambassador, your petition to have him disbarred from the Spectres is denied.
I'm glad to see justice was served.
This meeting is adjourned.
It was a mistake bringing you into that hearing, Captain. You and Saren have too much history. It made the Council question our motives.
I know Saren. He's working with the Geth for one reason. To exterminate the entire human race. Every colony we have is at risk. Every world we control is in danger. Even Earth isn't safe.
We need to deal with Saren ourselves.
As a Spectre, he's virtually untouchable. We need to find some way to expose him.
What about Garrus, that C-Sec investigator? We saw him arguing with the Executor.
That's right. He was asking for more time to finish his report. Seems like he was close to finding something on Saren.
He's a Turian. I don't want him on our side.
Not all Turians are like Saren. If he can help, we need to find him. I have a contact in C-Sec who can help us track Garrus down. His name is Harkin.
Forget it. They suspended Harkin last month, drinking on the job. I won't waste my time with that loser.
You won't have to. I don't want the Council using your past history with Saren as an excuse to ignore anything we turn up. Shepard will handle this.
You can't just cut Captain Anderson out of this investigation.
The Ambassador's right. I need to step aside.
I need to take care of some business. Captain, meet me in my office later.
Harkin's probably getting drunk at Cora's Den. It's a dingy little club in the lower section of the wards.
Maybe there's another way to find evidence against Saren.
You should talk to Barla Vaughn over in the financial district. Rumor has it he's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker?
An information dealer. Buys and sells secrets to the highest bidder. I've heard Barla Vaughn's one of the top representatives. He might know something about Saren, but his information won't come cheap.
You and Saren have a history. What happened?
About 20 years ago, I was part of a mission in the Skillian Verge. I was working with Saren to find and remove a known terrorist threat. Saren eliminated his target, but a lot of people died along the way, innocent people. And the official records just covered it all up. But I saw how he operates. No conscience, no hesitation. He'd kill 1,000 innocent civilians to end a war without a second thought.
Sometimes 1,000 people must die so 1,000,000 can live.
But only if there's no other way. Saren doesn't even look for another option. He's twisted, broken. He likes the violence, the killing. And he knows how to cover his tracks.
I should go.
Good luck, Shepard. I'll be over in the Ambassador's office if you need anything else.
Okay, so we have our plan in motion. We're going to attempt to expose Saren for what he did on Eden Prime. And there is also a lot of backstory between Saren and Admiral Anderson, or Captain Anderson, soon to be Admiral. And that is explored in the Mass Effect novels. So here's that side quest we're talking about. I'm just going to ignore this guy because I don't have time for him. Go back to the rapid transit, and we have the options now of going to Cora's Den and looking for Harkin. Or we can go back to the embassies. We're going to head down to Cora's Den and talk to Harkin, and hopefully he can give us some insight. We may also find some other interesting tidbits of information while we're there.
That's her.
So immediately upon arriving in Cora's Den, you are attacked by assassins, as you can see. There's only a couple of them, and I believe I have the wrong weapon up. Yes, I do. Let's go back to the shotgun. As you can see, these are Turian assassins, most likely sent by Saren, as Kaidan just so adeptly figured out in about 3 seconds. Now that we've taken them out, we can head on up here into the club. So here you can see the various alien races mingling, having drinks. So let's talk about the other race that we've seen, the Salarians. You can see one here. The Salarians, Asari, and Turians are all members of the Citadel Council, as you saw earlier. Now, those three races more or less control everything. The Turians have a very powerful fleet. The Asari are a very old race. They were the first ones to find the Citadel. And the Salarians are very much intelligence and espionage experts for the most part. They all have their own special military branches. And they kind of control everything, with the other races more or less underneath them in the hierarchy of things. So here we have some various characters we can talk to, but we are looking for the man by the name of Harkin.
Back off, Rex. Fist told us to take you down if you showed up. What are you waiting for? I'm standing right here. This is Fist's only chance. If he's smart, he'll take it. He's not coming out, Rex. End of story. This story is just beginning. Out of my way, humans. I have no quarrel with you.
What was that all about?
Who knows? Let's just try not to get caught in the middle.
Now, that was Urdnot Rex. He is another character that we'll be able to get into our squad later on, and a very important part of the series. So let's go ahead and talk to Harkin.
You looking for some fun? 'Cause I gotta say, that soldier get-up looks real good on that body of yours. Why don't you sit your sweet little ass down beside old Harkin? Have a drink. We'll see where this goes.
I'd rather drink a cup of acid after chewing on a razor blade.
You trying to hurt my feelings? You gotta do better than that. After 20 years with C-Sec, I've been called every name in the book, Princess.
Call me Princess again and you'll be picking your teeth up off the floor. Now tell me where Garrus is.
Okay, just relax. Garrus, you say? You must be one of Anderson's crew. Poor bastard still trying to bring Saren down, huh? I know where Garrus is, but you gotta tell me something first. Did the captain let you in on his big secret?
Just tell me where Garrus is before this gets ugly.
But it's all related, don't you see? The captain used to be a Spectre. Didn't know that, did you? It was all very hush-hush. The first human ever given that honor, and then he blew it. Screwed up his mission so bad they kicked him out. Of course, he blames Saren. Says the Turians set him up.
Just tell me where Garrus went.
Garrus was sniffing around Dr. Michelle's office. She runs the med clinic on the other side of the wards. Last I heard, he was going back there.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, good. Go. Let me drink in peace.
All right, so what Harkin just said there about Captain Anderson being a Spectre at one point in time is not entirely true. He was at one point in much the same position that Commander Shepard currently is in, where he was being looked at, being groomed to be a Spectre. And much like Nihilus was going to be working with Shepard, Anderson was working with Saren. Of course, things went south. So now that we know where to find Garrus, we're going to head to the med clinic and see if we can't gather some information from him. This first section on the Citadel is very much investigative. There's a few small combat sequences, but for the most part, you're just trying to find information to expose Saren. So a lot of story-based content going on here, and also building your crew.
That was smart, Doc. Now if Garrus comes around, you stay smart. Keep your mouth shut or we'll... Who are you?
Let her go.
Okay, there's a fire containment system over there where we're going to see if we can't hit that with... Carnage should work fairly well. That did some damage. Now we can move in and take out these last two guys in cover. If I can ever hit him. There we are. Once again, your actual accuracy doesn't count for much. It's all about the weapon training. We're going to go ahead and heal up here, and now we will go talk to Garrus and Dr. Michelle.
Perfect timing, Shepard. Gave me a clear shot at that bastard.
You took him down clean.
Sometimes you get lucky. Dr. Michelle, are you hurt?
No, I'm okay. Thanks to you. All of you.
Why were they threatening you? Who do they work for?
They work for Feast. They wanted to shut me up, keep me from telling Garrus about the Quarian.
What Quarian?
A few days ago, a Quarian came by my office. She'd been shot, but she wouldn't tell me who did it. I could tell she was scared, probably on the run. She asked me about the Shadow Broker. She wanted to trade information in exchange for a safe place to hide.
Then what?
I put her in contact with Fist. He's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
Not anymore. Now he works for Saren. And the Shadow Broker isn't too happy about it.
Fist betrayed the Shadow Broker? That's stupid even for him. Saren must have made him quite the offer.
That Quarian must have something Saren wants. Something worth crossing the Shadow Broker to get.
She must have something that proves he's a traitor. Did the Quarian mention anything about Saren or the Geth?
She did. The information she was going to trade. She said it had something to do with the Geth.
She must be able to link Saren to the Geth. There is no way the Council can ignore this.
Time we paid Fist a visit.
This is your show, Shepard. But I want to bring Saren down as much as you do. I'm coming with you.
Welcome aboard, Garrus.
You know, we aren't the only ones going after Fist. The Shadow Broker hired a Krogan bounty hunter named Rex to take him out.
Yeah, we saw him in the bar.
A Krogan might come in handy.
Last I heard, he was at the C-Sec Academy.
What's he doing there?
Fist accused him of making threats. We brought Rex in for a little talk. If you hurry, you can catch him at the Academy before he leaves.
Move out.
Okay, so as you can see, we now have the squad selection screen. So we've got Ashley, Kaidan, and Garrus, and the 3 blacked out ones are Rex, Liara T'Soni, who we actually won't find until after we leave the Citadel, and the other is Tali'Zorah, who we will meet later on. She is the Quarian in question that we're looking for. So, as you can see down at the bottom, we've got our current squad strength of biotic, tech, and combat. Now, Shepard is a mix of tech and combat as an infiltrator, so both of those are partially filled. Now, we're going to need some biotic abilities, so we're going to bring Kaidan along, and we'll bring Garrus along because, as he said, he wants to come along for this, so... Now, while we're here, we'll open the aid station and replenish our Metagel. And now we're going to have to level up Garrus and possibly equip him with some items. Also, it appears that I have leveled up at some point. Intimidate is filled. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 more into shotguns, bring that up. And if I put 1 more into tactical armor, I can get shield boosts. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. That'll help me stay alive a little bit longer. Kaidan, we will put his points into Sentinel and First Aid. Like I say, before too long we won't be using him much. Now Garrus has much the same skill set as Shepard would as an infiltrator. He's essentially the same class. The difference being he has an affinity for assault rifles over pistols. So we have 10 points to spend. We're going to put a couple into Turian Agent. We would like to get him up to sniper rifles fairly quickly. And that will take 6 points. So we're going to get him halfway there. There we are. And finally we will put a couple of points into tactical armor. Now we still have 3 to spend. We can go ahead and get him up to sniper rifles. Or alternatively we could get damping unlocked, although we wouldn't be able to actually put a point into it to get the ability until the next level. So let's see what that does before we make our decision. 50 damage in a 6-meter radius. Enemies cannot use abilities for a short period. Stuns enemies for 3 seconds. Versus getting the sniper rifle, which would eventually give us assassination, which essentially is a critical hit shot. We are going to go ahead and unlock damping for now. As I said, we're probably not going to be using Garrus too much in this playthrough. And let's go ahead and move out. Now, we have information now that Fist is, or was at one point, an agent for the Shadow Broker. And since Rex is looking to take him down, as we already knew from our encounter with him earlier, we're going to go talk to Rex and see if we can't bring him into the fold as well. Now, what this will do is help fill out the party a little bit more, and as you can see there, to C-Sec Academy, which is where Rex supposedly is. So we're going to head into the academy, we'll find Rex, see if he'd like to help us out, and hopefully we can get to Fist, find out where this Quarian is, and find the evidence we need to expose Saren as a traitor. Once again, the long elevator rides.
Your biotics are impressive, Lieutenant. I'm surprised that humans stopped using the L2 configuration with
results like yours.
My headaches can be pretty bad, and I'm one of the lucky L2 implants. The L3s are safer.
Humanity will be judged by the sacrifices its people are willing to make, Lieutenant. The Turians would have kept the L2 implants.
So, not much to really talk about while we wait on the elevator, which is a basically hidden loading screen. There we are. Now we can go and find Rex and see if he'll join up with us. And he's right over here, surrounded by security, as any good Krogan should be.
Witnesses saw you making threats in Fist's bar. Stay away from him.
I don't take orders from you.
This is your only warning, Rex.
You should warn Fist. I will kill him.
You want me to arrest you?
I want you to try.
Go on. Get out of here.
Do I know you, human?
I'm going after Fist. I don't want you getting in my way.
Now I recognize you. Commander Shepard from the Alliance. Heard a lot about you. We're both warriors, Shepard. Out of respect, I'll give you fair warning. I'm going to kill Fist.
Fist knows you're coming. We'll have a better chance if we all work together.
My people have a saying. Seek the enemy of your enemy, and you will find a friend.
I think we're gonna get along just fine, Rex.
Let's go. I hate to keep Fist waiting.
So now we are back at the squad select screen again. So Rex is... he's a Krogan battle master. Essentially, that means that he's a vanguard. So he has equal combat strength and biotic strength. So if we wanted to have a perfectly well-rounded party, we would bring Kaidan along because of his biotic and tech combination. But in this case, I'm going to bring Garrus along because, quite frankly, Kaidan is boring. So, once again, we need to go into our squad screen and take a look at Rex. Once again, 10 points to spend. Assault rifles, shotguns, combat armor, and his biotic abilities are warp, throw, barrier, and stasis. Now, we're going to do much the same that we did before with Garrus. However, we may put an extra point or two into Krogan Battlemaster because it increases his melee damage and health regeneration. The Krogans regenerate health fairly quickly. They're very, very hard to take down. According to the lore of the game, they have a redundant nervous system, so if they were to go into shock, then the redundancy in their nervous system will keep that from happening. And we're going to start boosting assault rifles a little bit because we'd like to get him a shotgun to put him at a little closer range. Now, since we already have the warp and barrier abilities and we have 4 points left, we're going to go ahead and get him shotguns unlocked. We will eventually want to go into combat armor because at a certain point, after about 7 points, he will be able to equip heavy armor, and that heavy armor plus shotgun plus his melee damage basically means that you can throw him in the middle of a fight and he's not going to go down for a very long time. So, now we've got our crew for the most part, and we need to go and find Fist and take him out. So, we know that he runs Cora's Den. That's probably where he's at. So we will head now back to that bar. And on the next episode, we'll see what happens once we get there. Once again, I have been your host, Jeffrey Lazarus, and thank you for watching Let's Play Mass Effect on the Gaming Vector.